going to allow Hillary Clinton's open borders, and he's going to protect our Second Amendment rights. Donald Trump will be a great president for all Americans because he will enforce the rule of law. My parents came to this country from India in 1972, and they came here legally. They were willing to follow the laws so that their kids could have a shot at living the American dream. But today, we all know that that dream is under attack by Hillary Clinton and the establishment in Washington who are looking to silence us. That's why it's so important to get out early and vote early for Donald Trump. Hillary for jail, absolutely. Let's march together as a movement to the polls and bank our votes this week. And we all know early voting has already started. There are 7 locations in Leon County. And if you're not from Leon County, contact your supervisor of elections to find out your nearest voting location. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a movement. Our country doesn't belong to the lobbyists, the party bosses, or the insiders here in Tallahassee or in Washington, D.C. They won't do the work that needs to be done over the next 14 days to save our country. Folks, we, the people, are the only ones who can send this movement to the White House. Electing Donald Trump and saving the American dream is resting on all of our shoulders. And together, we can and we will save our country for our kids and our grandkids. Let's make America great again. Thank you all, and God bless the USA. Woo! Go Trump!
We're getting there. We're getting there. Next, we have Sandy Mortham. Secretary Mortham began her public service career as a commissioner for the city of Largo. Sandra then ran for the state legislature, where she served as a state representative from '87 to 1995. While serving in the Florida House, she became the first woman in Florida's history to be nominated for Speaker of the House. Following her tenure in the Florida House of Representatives, Sandra Mortham became the 22nd Secretary of State of Florida. Sandra Mortham.
Well, I go back a lot of years, and never, ever, ever have I seen a roll car still trying to get into a rally like there is here in Tallahassee. You all should be very, very pleased with this turnout. As a lifelong Republican, there are key principles that are cornerstones of what our party should stand for. Less government, fiscal conservatism, a strong national security, economic prosperity through our free enterprise system, more freedom, and respect for our Constitution. Those same principles hold true today and for the future. I'm a deplorable. Do we have any deplorables here in the audience? I'll admit I was not originally a supporter of our nominee. However, this election is too important to sit on the sidelines and allow the liberals to elect our next president. Every single vote is vital to our success, and we must get out the vote. We must step up to the plate and dedicate ourselves to the principles we have cherished and fought for over the years. Hillary Clinton just assumes that women will vote for her just because she's a woman. In fact, the left often assumes all women are liberals. The reality is, it is the person and their values that matter most when counting your vote and casting your vote. And all you women, let's hear it from you, because there's a lot of you out there. We cannot and should not allow someone the privilege of serving our country in the White House when she callously stood by as the Benghazi massacre unfolded. She has lied to the American people about erasing classified email. She believes in the status quo and will continue her tired policies of Obama, like Obamacare and a 25% increase for next year in those premiums. An abomination. She perpetuated a pay-for-play mentality while at the State Department to produce millions and millions of dollars for the Clinton Foundation, and the list goes on and on. Donald Trump is not a saint. He's never claimed to be. But he has struck a nerve with the American people like no one in a very long time. He is not always politically correct, but rather a man of conviction on what he believes and what he holds dear, and he's willing to speak his mind. I love many of his ideas for his first 100 days as president. Utilizing tax incentives for businesses to bring jobs back to America. Providing middle-class tax relief is a great initiative, and placing the security of this country first is also a top priority. However, getting government off the backs of Americans at home and in their business is a cornerstone of the Republican principles, and he is at the core of that principle as our nominee. And for those of us who believe that the Supreme Court justices should make decisions based on the Constitution of the United States, there's only one candidate to choose from. If you believe in religious freedom and the Second Amendment, the choice to vote for Donald Trump is very clear. And a little food for thought. There are only two possible winners in the upcoming election for president. A protest vote like the Ross Perot phenomenon in 1992 gave us Bill Clinton over George H.W. Bush and the beginning of the Clinton dynasty. It is up to each one of us to find at least 10 friends, neighbors, family members to get on board the Trump train and finally put the Clinton dynasty to rest. As we move toward Election Day, remember the 3 Gs. Guns, preserving our Second Amendment right. Guts, the willingness to step outside the box to make America great again. And glory, love of our wonderful country and its founding principles. In closing, I'm a proud Republican of over 40 years. And as Senator Marco Rubio said it best, Hillary Clinton cannot be our president. Let's elect Donald Trump on November 8th. Thank you, and God bless America.
Now, as a county party chairman, you run a lot of campaigns. And 4 years ago, I ran a campaign against our next speaker because she was a Democrat. But she's had a change in heart because this is a movement like our last speaker talked about. Michelle Raywinkle-Vasalinda is a wife, a mother, a professor, a community volunteer, and the state legislator for District 9, and a former lifelong Democrat. Michelle understands the need for change in our country, and it must start with each of us. Following her departure from the Democratic Party this year, Michelle enthusiastically supports and endorses Donald Trump as President of the United States. Michelle Raywinkle-Vasalinda.
Hello. It's wonderful to be out here tonight with you on this beautiful Florida October evening celebrating what Americans do best, and that is getting involved in what it takes to elect their president and elect their government. And I am so pleased to be here. And I also want to thank, just for a moment, two little girls who are saying prayers that I speak from the heart tonight and that I do a good job to get you out there to vote for Donald Trump. Because that is what will be the best thing for the country. So thank you, Kelly Dell and Grace Ann and your brother Isaacs. Thank you for your prayers for me tonight. God bless you. I want to tell you a little bit about who I am, just so you understand why I voted already for Donald Trump. I voted yesterday, and I was so proud to cast that vote. But I want to tell you, I am someone who doesn't really believe in negative campaigning. I am someone who has run and served this district well. I'm a mother of two daughters who are grown and independent and marvelous young women. I'm a wife. I'm a college professor. I'm a lawyer, University of Florida graduate. Go Gators. But wait a second, hold on. My husband, Mike Vasalinda, is here, and he's a Seminole. My two daughters are too. There you go. And I have represented proudly FSU, which has been in my district for 8 years. Go Noles, absolutely. Noles for Trump. And I want to tell you that, in case you haven't noticed, I'm not an undereducated man. But I am not for Hillary Clinton. I am voted for Donald Trump, and I will tell you why. Hillary lost me when she voted for the war in Iraq. She should have known better. I did. And we sent our troops there, and God bless them. They did their duty. And God bless our troops. God bless our troops. USA! 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 But let me tell you something. They did their duty for us, but guess what our duty is for them? Our duty for our troops is to elect the best president that we can to be commander-in-chief. Trump, 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 Trump. And let me tell you something. Hillary not only lost me when she voted for the war in Iraq, when I think she should have known better, and she may have done it for reasons of convenience, but she lost her emails. And more importantly than that, we're not sure she lost them, right? What we're concerned about is that she didn't actually lose them. She might have done something with them. But let me say this to you. Hold on. Let me say this to you. Now, I'm used to teaching classes here, so you got to give me a break. I'm a professor. All right. So let me say this. Hillary never, ever, ever should have had those emails in an insecure server. Never. How many of you out there would have known not to have those emails in an insecure server? Come on now. For Trump. Vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. For Trump. Vote for Trump. Well, now, I told you I'm not very negative, right? I'm more positive. And here's the thing. We need a commander-in-chief that is going to protect this nation, that is not running to be queen of the world, but president of these United States of America. We need somebody who's going to protect our backs, to make sure we get the best deals out there, and to follow his instincts to be protective and to protect and defend the United States of America. And so that's why I cast my vote for Trump. These are troubled times. And do I want a woman for president someday? Absolutely. But Hillary's not the one. So how many of you, so vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. How many people have already voted? How many people pledged to talk to your family and friends and talk to them about why you want to vote for Donald Trump? Good for you. Go out there and do that, because the times have never been more important, and they've never been more critical. And we need somebody who is willing to defend and protect these United States, who is grateful to what the United States has given him. And God bless you for being here, and God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump, and God bless everybody who's been on this stage. Thank you.
Take the mic.
Okay, thank you.
All right, our next speaker is Congressman Jeff Miller. Congressman Miller serves in the United States House of Representatives on behalf of Florida's 1st District and was an early supporter of Mr. Trump. He currently serves as the chairman of the House Committee on Veteran Affairs. He also serves on the House Armed Services Committee, and since coming to the United States Congress, he's been one of the most conservative members of the House, and he's done a tremendous amount for veterans, fighting for less government, less taxes, and more personal freedom. And after a distinguished career in Congress, he is retiring after this term. Congressman Jeff Miller.
Hey, go Bronson Eagles. I heard somebody holler Bronson out there. How are you? Good. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I represent the 1st District of Florida, which is the very far western part of the Panhandle. It took me 3 hours to drive here, and I sat right out here for 2 hours waiting to come inside. This is outstanding. I can tell you what, this is the most enthusiastic crowd that we have seen in the entire campaign, and to know that there are thousands upon thousands of other people trying to come in here makes me feel great. All right, I got some good news and some better news. The good news is I am almost the last speaker. The better news is Donald Trump is on the ground. I serve as the chairman of a very important committee in Washington, D.C., that deals with the veterans of this country. How many of you served in the United States military? Thank you very much for your service. How many of you have a family member that has served in the military? The men and women that wear the uniform of the United States of America go there because they want to. They go to places that they've never gone before to protect freedom and democracy for not only the United States of America, but to bring it to other parts of the world, to people that they will never know their names, nor will they ever see their faces. But the Obama administration has let our veterans down. Donald Trump will not do that. About 2 years ago, we found a wait time debacle in Phoenix, Arizona, where veterans were waiting hundreds of days to see physicians. They are still waiting hundreds of days to see physicians, and Donald Trump will stop it on day one. It is so important. George Washington even said that we will know the future of our military by the way we take care of the men and women that have worn the uniform. And the Barack Obama administration has not done the job that they said they were going to do. But not only do we need to take care of our veterans at home, we need to take care of the men and the women that are wearing the uniform today. Not cut our military. We need to strengthen our military, rebuild it, rebuild our military to a point that we are able to again defend not only our Constitution here in the United States, but help those that are less fortunate than us. National defense, veterans, budget deficits, and debt. You know, there was another candidate for president that was speaking today, and all that person could talk about was how much they wanted to give away, give away, give away. Not one time did they talk about the debt of this country. Almost $20 trillion in debt. The United States of America has got to get serious about taking care of not only our people, but our debt problem as well. It is a serious problem with our national defense. Donald Trump and I have talked about the issues on national defense as it relates to our armed services, but also our intelligence committee, and then of course we've talked about the veterans of this country. It is so critical that each and every person here today, and all of those that can hear me that have their windows rolled down on I-10 going east, grab 10 people. Grab 10 people and take them to the polls. If they haven't voted, make sure they go, because it is this part of the state, North Florida, that is going to make the difference and give Donald Trump the electoral votes that the great state of Florida has to provide for each presidential candidate. I cannot tell you how proud I am to stand in support of Donald Trump and my good friend, his running mate, Mike Pence, a man you can believe in, a true conservative. We, in 2 weeks, will send a message that will be heard loud and clear across the United States of America. We are going to help make America great again.
So we're about ready for the best part of the show, the main event. But let me say something real quick. Here in Tallahassee, we're told our votes don't count because we're Republicans. But we're going to go out and vote. We're going to go out and vote early because we need to send a message to Washington that 8 years is enough. 8 years of a failed experiment of Obamacare. 8 years is enough of a foreign policy where we apologize for having our role in the world and trying to make ourselves safer. We've had 8 years, too much of that. We hear every election cycle that this is the most important election cycle in history. Well, very few times do those things really ring true, but we're at a crossroads right now. Do we want 8 more years of Barack Obama? Do we want 8 more years of fearing for our safety at home? Do we want 8 more years of a weak, failed foreign policy? No. We want to make America great again. We want to send Donald Trump to the White House, and we need someone to do that. We must get out to vote. Thank you, Tallahassee. The main show's coming.